What's up guys, I'm Alan with Edge Autosport, and Charles has me holding the big camera today, so it's super heavy and it's probably gonna start going like this before too long. Anyways, we're doing a Mustang GT today. That's right, we got this 2014 Mustang GT Track Pack. And it took me a while. I couldn't find the boost on this car, but I couldn't find it. It's got to be in there somewhere. Everything I tune has boost, so I just couldn't find it with this one. But anyways, this Mustang GT, it has the Boss 302 intake manifold upgrade. It has Borla XR1 long tubes, and it is a track pack. We got the Brimbos. I wasn't sure that we were gonna be able to tune this car because originally HP tuners wouldn't read it, but we had to jump through a few hoops to get it going. So the owner ended up sending his ECU to Eric Brooks, which huge shout out to him and major thank you for taking care of that. We got it back and we're able to flash the map or flash the car and use HP tuners to tune it. So I've been back here tuning that right now, and we are currently sitting at a pretty decent gain across the board with the headers and the intake manifold. Pretty good mods for this car. So we've got about a 20 foot-pound of torque gain over what it came in with, which it came in with the mod. So I don't have an absolute stock baseline for this car, but I do have a stock parts with tune baseline for another 2013 GT, so we can compare that. So here, let me show you guys where we're at. I'll tell you a little bit about what I've done so far. First up, we've got what he came in on calibration, which is stock calibration with the part with all the aftermarket parts, the header and the intake manifold and the intake. And this is that comparison. So in this area, we've gained about 30 foot-pounds of torque right here. And then of course, we're revving it a little bit higher. We're just running it up to about 7,300 RPMs. He doesn't want to rev it super high for good reason, just safety and all that. But up top, we have made 392 what it came in with, and then we are at 417 now. The gap right there at 392 is about I think it's 414, so it's about 12 horsepower right there. But the main bulk of the curve all through here is about 20 to 30 foot-pounds of torque. So that's a really nice gain. And so the Mustangs really like the long tube headers. It helps a lot with the torque production on these cars. They run a lot more efficiently. And then the Boss 302 manifold brings in a lot more horsepower on the top end and is what allows us to make more power while revving higher. Excuse me, truck. But yeah, so in the tune, it's really just about optimizing the cam advance and the spark advance and fuel and all that stuff. And so in order to get that power, that's what I did. I played around with cam timing and spark timing and made sure that that it was happy with the fuel, the AFRs that it was running, and that's where we're at. So as far as the gains off of what the car came in, it's pretty good. But I want to show you also what the car or what like a stock car, because I haven't had a completely stock S197 come in, but this I do have a car that's been in before. It was on a I think it was on a Bama tune, but I'm not 100% sure. It's been a long time since I had that car in, but it just had an intake and it was an E-tune, like from a SCT tuner. It was just one of those where you buy it and it's already got the tune on it. So let me show you guys that real quick. So on this car, this is the light line here. That is the it's a stock car. It just has an intake and then it was tuned. So it came in at 343 foot-pounds of torque and 382 horsepower. Which is a little bit less. It's right about the same torque as this car with just the bolt-ons and no tune, but it's a little bit less horsepower. Of course, the biggest gains you can see from going from stock to the parts with the tune is going to be in the low end here, and that's going to be mainly where you feel it. So right in here, it's a 46 foot-pound of torque gain over the stock car with the tune in the low end. So that's a huge gain over stock. Overall, I mean, the car is making power everywhere over what it would stock, and even what it would with just some parts without a tune. So if you guys have a Mustang GT and you like to bring it in for a tune, just let me know. Be happy to get you taken care of and see if we can't get some more power out of it for you. So how do you feel about getting an extra 20 to 30 foot-pounds of torque and then getting to drive your Mustang home in the snow?
I think it's going to go really well because I'm still on the summer performance tires, the DYNO NT 555. So I think it should go really well. You know, I hope it gets real nice and icy before I make it home. So.
Yeah, those NT 555s, they do really good in the snow and ice from what I've heard.
Yep. I mean, they're practically studded snow tires. So.
Taking our lives into our hands and driving Colt's Mustang in the snow. Make sure that the drivability and everything is okay. The lurchiness that it had before is gone, which I think is probably a result of the fueling because the headers on these cars move the O2 sensors, and so there's some transport delay issues when you don't tune for it. So that's one of the things we've got corrected on here. Pedestrian. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, we didn't hit them. That was close. Traction control is on for our safety. Just love how snappy the throttle is. Most of the cars that I tune are the are like turbocharged cars, so I don't often get the pleasure of instant torque. Whereas with this thing, it's just torque there, and like you can even feel it. You can almost, when you snap the throttle open, you can hear just a brief second it sucks in air, and then wham, the torque's there. I just love that with these cars. No instant torque right now. It's all just wasted in spinning tires. It's not actually pushing us forward at the moment, but the noises it makes is those are pretty nice. I saw the flash against the wall. I saw the reflection of the flash.
So we did, a while back, we put in the MSD two-step launch control on it. Pretty easy install, very plug and play. But what happens is when you bounce off of that rev limiter, it cuts spark, so it's dumping a bunch of fuel. And then when it picks it back up, it usually ignites it. So that's what we're working with there.
Moment of silence for Colt as he drives home. Anyways, it's so fun tuning those Mustangs. I love the instant torque, how snappy they are, and that car just drives so much better now that's been tuned for the mods. So he's really gonna enjoy that. Oh crap, I gotta park cars. Anyways, for any of you guys that are looking at your Mustang tune, hit me up. I'd be happy to work with you and maybe get you some more power, maybe get you a little bit better drivability, and man, it's just fun to do. So I just love doing it. Well guys, I hope you liked the video. If you do, be sure and subscribe to our channel, give it a thumbs up, and I'll catch you next time.